It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Weekend Wrestling Podcast. Dee Harris here once again, and filling in with me to my left is my homeboy
Joe Reynolds, aka Just Joe.
Still in old wrestling gimmicks as usual. We can't call him Samoa Joe, so next time it'll probably be like African America Joe or some shit like that. Anyway, we're gonna move on. NXT Takeover. We may be a little late getting to this. This happened this time last week, actually.
Yep.
So, we're going to jump right into the match card. We opened up with the ladder match for the inaugural NXT North American Championship. This was phenomenal. Yes. And we had two debuts. Yeah. Well, they had debuted on the NXT special before, but this is their in-ring debut. And we got EC3 and Ricochet.
Yes, two guys who I'm not too familiar with, but they impressed the hell out of me this past weekend. And Ricochet will probably be my favorite out of the two. But going into this match, it's Ricochet, EC3, Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream. Yeah, so the match starts out, everybody's standing off, trying to figure out what they're gonna do. Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane clean house. EC3 gets out of dodge. All of a sudden, Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane, lock eyes because they got heat on the show. So
they beat the hell out of everyone just so they could fight each other. I was like, this is gonna be interesting because I know what a lot of people say about some of these bigger, musclier wrestlers or just bigger wrestlers like Killian Dane. Which, by the way, side note, Killian Dane reminds me a lot of Mark Henry.
Yeah.
A lot of Mark Henry.
That. But, so these two getting ready to go at it, stare down, and EC3 is egging them on, just so he can get them to take each other out and pick the bones later. They wasn't having that. So, they chase him out the ring and, knock his ass down. But as they do that, Ricochet, out of nowhere, jumps on the rope, shooting star pressed onto these guys. Man, where did he come from?
And, man, that shooting star press, I've never seen someone almost over-rotate the shooting star press because he almost came down feet first on them. And his knees, caught them on the way down. But the crowd was so engaged in this match. And it would stay like that throughout the entire show. Yes. This match was amazing. I loved it. It went about 30-something minutes, which is a solid way to start. This is basically NXT's pay-per-view.
Yeah, this was, hell, if this would have been, just a regular, given everything, this could have been a main event, or at least, close to it. Definitely. But, moving on into the match, Lars Sullivan cleans house with a ladder. Man.
They should have never gave this. And
this was the wrong match.
And our show is not safe for work, by the way. So what I'm about to say is this motherfucker should have never been given a ladder.
This was the wrong person to put in this match, and he cleaned house with this ladder, man, knocking everybody down. Then
let's not forget Velveteen Dream off the top rope, man. That was a sick elbow. He's on the tippy top of the ladder. You never really see someone go to the very, very, very top. Obviously, it's unstable and the ring is moving underneath you.
Hell, even the fans would, please don't die.
Yeah.
That is an ignorant chant, by the way. To be a performer and hear that, that would kind of make me nervous. Oh, shit. But, yes, that was a nice elbow drop. Man.
And he also pulled off something else. He caught Ricochet with a Death Valley bomb with the ladders where one ladder that he did the elbow drop off of was set up in the corner. Mm-hmm. The other one was set up in a way to like make a bridge between that and the top rope.
Yeah.
And he just takes Ricochet off the top rope, lands that cartwheeling Death Valley bomb. That was an awesome spot in that match.
Then at one point, Adam Cole cleans house. Super kicks to everyone.
Super kick party.
And he caught Ricochet caught it mean though. Like off the top rope clean. Then later on, you have Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane going at it again, but this time they were playing catch with Ricochet. Man, Ricochet for a debut match, man, it was not your night.
He took a beating, man.
So Lars Sullivan tosses, Ricochet.
Dude, the fans were screaming, "Throw him back! Throw him back! Throw him back!"
So Killian Dane, sure enough, picks this man up, throws him back, and when he throws, he bounces out of the ring. Man.
And as we hasten on with this in this match, Velveteen Dream does get hurt at one point. He was missing for about 5 to 7 minutes in the match with some kind of weird, crazy cut over his eye. I think they were trying to stop the blood, but he seemed like he was okay when the match ended. We had the freak accident by Lars Sullivan. I think he grabs, was it Ricochet? No, it was EC3. He slammed him through Ricochet, I believe.
Yeah. Snaps the ladder in half.
And then Killian Dane on the other end, like he does this like sit out driver or slam or whatever. I think he was holding Adam Cole, and he jumps directly on top. But who was sitting on that ladder? I think it was Velveteen Dream, and he goes completely through it. So we destroyed 2 ladders at that point.
A lot of ladders were destroyed in this match, folks. Like I've never seen so many.
Yeah, we can't say no ladders were harmed in the making of this match. So.
Damn right.
Yeah, but that was a good match, man. At the end, Ricochet tried this crazy tackle on Lars Sullivan because there was this point where everyone was on the ladder at one time, and they all just started dropping like flies. And I want to take a side note and say that Ricochet and EC3 both look great in this match. They were showcased very well. So if you didn't know who they were before then, you're about to really, really get to know them now. Now that they're in NXT,
I'm very intrigued to see what these guys do in the long haul.
Yeah, but after it started dropping like flies, Ricochet, it was a minor botch, but it looks good still.
Yeah.
But he did a flying. Whatever he was trying to do, I think he was trying to jump on Lars Sullivan's neck off of a springboard. Lars Sullivan was already still on the ladder after delivering a freak accident off the ladder to Killian Dane. So Ricochet basically tackles the hell out of him, and that puts him down for the match. And it's looking like Ricochet's going to win, but no. Adam Cole knocks Ricochet out of the ring, and it's not like earlier in the match where he knocked him out of the ring, he rebounded into that phenomenal moonsault. No, this time he went to the floor. Adam Cole takes the championship, and here we are with Adam Cole as the first
North American champion
of NXT. And that story would go on throughout the night, because the story here was that Adam Cole had to
double duty.
He had to do double duty because Bobby Fish is hurt, so they needed someone to defend the tag team championships as well. So that we'll get more into that later. But yeah, Adam Cole, NXT North American champion, baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
I really hate that you just did that. I hate you. Anyhow. Next match, because the show did not slow down at all. This show, once it hit the ground running, and it just either stayed consistent with the pace and the momentum it had, or it just kept getting better. And especially at the end of the night, it definitely got better.
Yes.
We're not going to keep teasing you with stuff that happened later on the show, but we're going to talk about the match for the NXT Women's Championship. Ember Moon defended her championship against
Shayna Baszler. And these two, their first match wasn't bad. but it wasn't, great.
The thing with that match was it was way too one-sided, and I don't like for champions to look, look weak. And I think even though she won that match Royal Rumble weekend, I think where were they at? Was that NXT Takeover Philly?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she looked a little bit too weak in that match to me, and Ember needed to have a really good showing against Shayna Baszler, and she did. At a certain point, she was whooping Shayna Baszler's ass. She got in a lot of offense as opposed to the last time they had a match together, and she even turned Shayna Baszler's little arm stomp around on her.
Oh yes, turnabout is always fair play, folks, and she stomped down on her arm. Knocking her shoulder out of place. So I didn't think that needed to be done. That was a little bit much. But after that, I think Ember hit the Eclipse on the floor, which was insane. Like this girl. Let's put it this way: when we were kids, if you did a stunner on your basement floor, falling flat on your ass, that already hurts. Yep.
You're delivering it. You're the person delivering the move. Now, she did this move coming off of the second rope to the outside on the floor. That girl...
She's insane, man.
Ember's so freaking amazing. Her entrance was also amazing. She had the lead singer, Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. The band Hailstorm did... they actually did one of the NXT... not soundtracks, but they did one of the songs that was licensed for one of the older NXT pay-per-views. I think it was the pay-per-view where Bayley and Asuka squared off.
Oh, okay.
But had a phenomenal entrance. Definitely led into a phenomenal match. Now the ending of this match pretty much saw Ember going for a second Eclipse. This was a lot of back and forth action, which I like. It's supposed to be back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Challenger and champion. Ember goes for another Eclipse in the ring, but this time Shayna actually catches her. And falls back into the Kirifuda clutch.
Yes, and Ember tries her hardest to fight out of this. At one point in time, she does get her foot on the rope for a brief second, but that is not enough time for, the hold to be broken. And Shayna Baszler, turns her over into the middle of the ring, and it just eventually, I hate to say it, but Ember ended up passing out, and she's no longer the NXT Women's Champion. Shayna Baszler is our new NXT Women's Champion.
And I guess, especially with, Ember debuting on the main roster on Raw this past week, I guess, that makes a lot of sense. We do kind of need a solid heel champion on NXT TV, like the other heel women we have down there. Like, Bianca Belair is awesome, but she's not ready yet. Who else is a heel down there in NXT? Nikki Cross is too in the middle of the road because of Sanity kind of, I don't know, they kind of flip-flopped between heel and... Yeah, they're kind of too tweener-ish, so... it would be nice to see that match before Sanity's called up to the main roster, though. I would really like to see Nikki Cross and Shayna Baszler.
But I would love to see Nikki Cross as a champion, but... I
don't think it's going to happen in NXT, but Shayna Baszler looked like she could be moving into, and I know we saw a throwaway match, which I hate, but I think we're going to be going into a feud with Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler for the NXT Championship in the near future. Like I was saying before, I did not like that they had a throwaway match between Shayna and Kairi on NXT television where Kairi lost, and I think if they were going to put those two together, it should have been a
takeover.
It should have been a takeover match,
or at least let them end in no contests, maybe. But I hate when matches end like that. So I get what they were doing.
I think they should have just waited a little bit, but. Clearly the person's going to be filling in the role as a top face of the women's division of NXT to be chasing the championship is going to be Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine because Ember is on Raw now. Had a great showing against Alexa Bliss and Mickie James when she teamed with Nia Jax. So we got some stuff to look forward to. All we can really do is just watch NXT and see what happens.
Yes, that's all we can. Next match.
All right. Undisputed Era.
Match 2 of 2 of Adam Cole's double duty.
And this was the double duty. So the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish is injured. Actually, I think the word is he's going to be out for like 6 months. That was a torn ACL. Ooh. So he's I don't know, man, but yeah. So Adam Cole fills in for him. So it's Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole defending those titles on behalf of the Undisputed Era against Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong and the UK champion Pete Dunne.
Yeah, and winners of this match not only get the tag, either retain or get the tag titles, but they also win the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Yeah, it was a classic, and we had a crazy finish to the classic, and that's why we got this match in the first place.
Yeah, but the match starts out,
it started out with Adam Cole getting put through a table.
Yes,
so it's like, now what?
Yeah, they isolated him. AOP came out, like gunning, like they were hungry. You can tell, and Adam Cole tried. Then when he knocked, when he interrupted one pinfall, they looking at
they
him.
They beat his ass. He got his ass beat.
Yes, but so they put him through the announce table, and they proceed to to go at Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly and them, and man,
this match was, I don't know, I wouldn't say it was all over the place, but you could tell at certain points like the referee had no control of what was going on.
Yeah.
But the big story in this match was Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong, which confused me a little bit. They had control, and the bitter end was hit on Kyle O'Reilly, right?
Yep.
So after he hits the bitter end, he goes for the cover. His own partner Roderick Strong comes in, kicked him in the head. He broke up the pin,
breaks the pinfall,
and he hit him with End of Heartache.
Ooh, and jaw drop. My jaw.
I didn't understand. Like, why the hell did he do that? That's why I kept screaming at the TV. What the hell's going on? Puts O'Reilly on top of Dunne.
Ref counts 1, 2, 3. They retain,
and then
Riley, getting up, but like Adam Cole, he has a smile on his face outside the ring because he doesn't know what happened.
Yeah, he was knocked the fuck out the whole time.
Riley, he's waking up confused and dazed, like, wait, what?
But this is the big thing right here. Roderick Strong takes the armband, the undisputed armband, off of Adam Cole and puts it on his own arm, joining the Undisputed Era.
Yes.
And posing with them on stage as they celebrate with titles and the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
This was a huge moment for fans. They
were together in Ring of Honor, so they got history.
Yeah, but that was a crazy finish, and yeah, now I'm interested to see where this storyline goes.
But the thing about the storyline that bothers me a little bit, it's like, you would have won the titles anyway. Why did you have to go that route? Did you really have to do that? But and it also makes you think why he didn't join the Undisputed Era the first time.
They asked. I guess given how everything's been happening.
Injuries do change shit, and you do have to,
And he'll probably be a filler for what's her name until he comes back. So yeah,
we'll see what happens. Bobby Fish will be back a while. It's gonna be a while, but I think what's gonna happen is Roderick Strong. They're gonna probably like, yeah, I'm never pulling double duty again, so I'm Adam Cole. I'm gonna hand you this half of the tag belt. So now you're the champion with Kyle O'Reilly.
Yep.
And I think with him being in the group anyway now, like, as part of the Freebird rule, they can use like any two members to defend those titles in the first place. But Bobby Fish is going to be done for a while. Like, the ACL is no joke. I think it's 6 months at the least. But he'll probably be out for, I think, maybe up to 9 months to a year, considering the fact that you also have to rehab that thing. So,
hopefully he doesn't rush it. Like, I like him, and that's a good tag team. Hopefully.
I just hope nothing happens like they start getting called up to the main roster and then Fish comes back, and now he's the only one left in NXT still, and I just don't want that to happen because.
It's lost in the shuffle.
Exactly. And on top of that, Roderick Strong almost was called up to the main roster for real, because he was participating in the cruiserweight division in that tournament. And I'm glad he got eliminated and that's done with, for the simple fact that he can stay in NXT and actually do something with some real substance, because the cruiserweight division on 205 Live is coming along a lot better than what it was.
I'm gonna start watching because I'm like that new GM. Like, from the little clips that I've seen, it seems like it's gotten more interesting. Not saying
Triple H is trying to run it because he's taking it over, and he's trying to run it like he's been doing NXT. But I believe it had gotten so bad that nobody's going to watch it at all.
Right.
And that's and we'll get to this when we do our WrestleMania podcast. But I think that's one of the reasons why the Cruiserweight Championship match, it was good.
No, yeah,
it was good, but it wasn't super well received because 205 Live has this stigma of not being good, because when they started it, it was solid for about a month. And then they started watering it down, and then people like Enzo started winning the championship. I mean, granted, Enzo, when he was there and not dicking around right away, he was a pretty solid cruiserweight championship in terms of charisma and
mic skills.
And his mic skills on point. And Neville completely elevated the division, and also with Austin Aries, when he was there, he was a very good solid hand to have, even though he would eventually never win a championship, but that's not even here or there. But yeah, Undisputed Era, as we come back to our original point, man, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, because right now they have 2 of the 4 championships in NXT.
Yeah. North
American Tag Team, and then, the sky's the limit for the rest of them, man.
All right, who knows? He could possibly take that UK title off of Pete Dunne, because I know that got to start a storyline somewhere, or, so stay tuned. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. All right. Surprising to me that the championship wasn't the main event, but
why?
But as we would later see, it's a good thing that it wasn't. But this match was just as good as I expected it to be. Aleister Black took on NXT champion
Andrade Cien Almas,
El Idolo,
and with
he has Zelina Vega with him.
Manager Zelina Vega.
And by the way, Austin Aries, you are one lucky motherfucker to have her as your fiance. My goodness. Now, this match, the story of this match, as with most of Andrade's matches lately, is that Zelina Vega is always getting involved. And she's kept getting involved in this match. At every freaking turn, she was getting involved.
And every time, it did not work. Like, she was frustrated. But, yeah, these two... Man, like, this was a phenomenal match.
They work so well together, and I think a lot of people, some people that I know, like, they shit on Andrade a little bit because the guy's a good worker. He's a good worker. He does what he's supposed to do. I mean, him being in the Royal Rumble earlier this year was, especially after that match he had with Gargano. Mm-hmm. Man, he showed me, man, like, this guy can go.
Yeah.
You got to give him a shot. You never know how good someone is to give him a shot. I'll be the first one to say, when he first came in his debut match, was it last summer? Actually, not last summer, but I believe it was the summer of 2016. I hated the guy. I thought he sucked. Yeah. Came out in some fucking blue suspenders and a top hat looking like a Mexican Chippendales dancer. It's like, what the fuck are you doing with this dude?
Right.
And as soon as they put him with Zelina Vega, man,
his stock skyrocketed.
Yeah, I mean, his English isn't good, but that's one of the reasons you have a mouthpiece.
Yeah, and she poses as his mouthpiece. So this business is built on you being able to talk, but you necessarily don't have to be the one to do the talking. So the man is good. Like, I feel like if you perform in the ring, that's all that matters.
And these guys hit all of their big moves in this match. Like, I think CN even hit that double knee attack that he nailed Gargano with into the ring. Like
he caught him in the corner and
on the ring apron.
On the ring apron into the ring post.
He nailed the hammerlock DDT at least twice. He even hit the elevated one on the ropes.
Yeah.
Still wasn't enough. And Zelina Vega kept getting involved. There was one point where Alistair was in the ring recovering, and Almas was trying to get up on the floor. Referee's dumbass is checking on Almas. Here comes Zelina Vega again with a spike Hurricane Rana on Alistair. And it's like, this bitch will not stop getting involved. But the last time she did, it cost her.
Yeah.
Because she didn't get caught by Alistair. Alistair ducked out and almost caught her to keep her safe, and so his hands aren't free. And as soon as Alistair gets up, bam!
Black mass.
He's out. 1, 2, 3. New NXT champion, Alistair Black.
And Zelina is livid.
She lost it. She was having an out of body experience at ringside. That's good emotion being shown on her part, because we have a lot of talent in WWE on the main roster who can't emote like that, and she saw how bad. Like, this is one of those things where you like look and see, damn, I really just fucked this up. I shouldn't have done that. And like, you could tell she was livid. But this match was so damn solid. It went almost 20 minutes.
Yeah. Like, and I mean, it's shocking that it wasn't the main event, but we're going to get to the main event, but it was main event work.
And you could tell, like, Alistair Black was really happy with this. I mean, he's used to wrestle as Tommy End on the independent circuit, and
it was well deserved, because hell, for the first time, like, the man seems like he comes off reserved, which is cool. Not when.
And this is the first time you could see he was happy, because this is the first time he ever smiled on television.
Yeah. And for his performance, he came out swinging. Like, he was more aggressive than passive this time around. So it resulted into him being the champion, and I'm very happy for the man. And
I can't wait to see where this goes, because I'm trying to figure out who his challengers will be. It'll probably be Andrade again, but I don't see him dropping the title back to Andrade Cien Almas. But I wouldn't say it would be Adam Cole or Roderick Strong, because they're doing their own thing. He's beaten Adam Cole twice already, and I don't think they're going to go back to that.
Maybe Killian Dane will come back.
Now he's already beaten him. He beat him on TV like 3 weeks ago.
That's true.
Maybe Lars Sullivan. That could be the next direction they go in.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's already beaten Velveteen Dream, so now what are we gonna?
We have a couple of new candidates. Ricochet.
Oh, Ricochet and EC3. So here we got So he's gonna have some challengers, man.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the unsanctioned match on the card.
Yes.
No rules, completely unsanctioned. We had
unsanctioned.
Yeah. with quotes. We're gonna put quotations around that. Johnny Gargano takes on Tommaso Ciampa, the former partners of DIY.
Yes, best friends.
Turn bitter fucking enemies. Like,
and all for what though?
But like, I don't know what the hell, like, in storyline. I don't know what the hell Ciampa's problem is. But this dude's a fucking asshole.
Yes.
I mean, it got to the point where he's walking to the ring with no music. Only thing he has is a graphic that has his name on the Titantron, and this crowd is just screaming, "Fuck you, Ciampa! Fuck you, Ciampa!" And they did not let up. They did not let up. Like, this went on almost the entire match.
Yeah.
Like, from the moment he walked out through the rest of the match, and then Gargano's music hits, because the stipulation for this match was if Gargano won,
he'll get his job back.
He'd be reinstated, because the whole reason he was pretty much gone from NXT is because he put his career on the line against Andrade in a title match, and Ciampa completely ruined that when he had it won. Mm-hmm. And this match was probably one of the best matches. I thought the match he had with Andrade was good, but the match between Gargano and Ciampa was so fucking solid. I mean, their cruiserweight, they had a match against each other in the Cruiserweight Classic when they were still a tag team. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was an incredible match. This one blew that one out of the water.
Yeah, they put each other through hell. Like, you can tell Ciampa did not want this man to be reinstated. He tried his hardest to hurt this man. I mean, that was his mission anyway. You know, unsanctioned match. You know, he pleaded to Regal like, oh, you know what's going to happen if this match happens. But you know, they're going at it. Hell, one point to add insult to injury, Ciampa pulls up the mat and tries to slam this man onto solid concrete. And
like, you could see, like, this dude just had pure hatred in his heart for Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, but luckily, he didn't get that off on him. But he introduced his crutch because he had the leg injury and everything, and
he got to swinging. Like, actually, Gargano. This is what happened. They had a fan in the crowd, most likely a plant, who was on crutches. Ciampa goes and takes the guy's crutches from him. And then proceeds to try to use it on Gargano, who procures, as Matt Hardy says, he procures the crutch and commences to wailing on that ass.
Beat the shit out of this man. Bent it, broke it.
He broke it. It looked like he was going to stab him in the face with the sharp point. And he stopped.
Yeah, because I mean, he was hesitant. They used to be best friends, and it's like, I don't
want to kill the motherfucker. Right. I just want him to go away and leave me alone. But let's back up for a second, because we missed the power bomb on the floor.
Ooh, yeah. They're on the ring apron. Gargano, flips over him.
Sunset flip. Bam!
Ciampa
this was this stud was sick, and it was a nasty thud on the concrete. But if you look closely, you can actually see Ciampa's head hit the concrete too. Like, he hit it was a flat back bump on the floor.
Man, I don't see how someone can take a blow like that, man.
Now, I bet he won't do it again. That's probably why we don't see those guys taking those kind of bumps all the time. It was a nasty super kick in the match from Gargano too. Like, he caught Ciampa so hard and so clean with this super kick that Ciampa had a black eye.
Yeah, swollen too. Like, I didn't notice it until
his eye was
after the match when he had him on his knees. Pause. But for the finish of this match, man, Gargano wanted his job back, and he pulled out all the stops. And
wait, let's hold on, because during the finish of this match, Ciampa took off his knee brace, and tried to do a bare knee strike into the head of Johnny Gargano. This is after he did that power bomb backbreaker off the top rope.
Yeah.
And he went for that knee strike. The brace was right there, and this is a metal knee brace. This guy Gargano grabs the brace by the straps and smacks the hell out of that injured leg of Ciampa. Smacked the hell out of it. And I think that's when we saw the attempt where he breaks the crutch, and it looks like he's about to stab him in the face with the sharp end, because he broke the crutch off. It was a sharp, jagged piece of metal after that, and he just stops. And then, if you remember the match they had at the Cruiserweight Classic, after the match they just sat Indian style in the ring right next to each other and embraced. And that's what Gargano did. He sat next to Ciampa after he decided not to hit him. They just looked at each other. They had a moment. Mm-hmm. And as soon as they felt like that moment was about to happen, and the crowd was going crazy, like, Gargano, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Ciampa grabs a knee brace and tries to swing it over the head of Johnny Gargano. I can't believe Ciampa did not catch him because that was a wild swing with that thing.
Yeah.
Gargano ducks out of the way though, and he catches him with the Gargano escape, that crossface hold that Gargano uses. But that wasn't enough, so he switches over to the STF and uses the knee brace as the leverage, and Ciampa taps out immediately.
Yes,
immediately. And, you know, Johnny Gargano gets his job back and embraces with his wife, Candice LeRae. He's back on the NXT roster. I would love to see Gargano versus Aleister Black as well, or Gargano versus Adam Cole. Hopefully we're moving on from Ciampa versus Gargano. I think we had enough of that NXT a little bit, but, I mean, this went on for like a year. I mean, and it had to go on for about a year because, you know, as soon as they started the storyline,
Ciampa got hurt.
He got hurt.
So, yeah, they had to, you know, it lingered for a while, but hopefully this was, you know, the nail in the final coffin of that. So, great finish.
I don't know if either one of them would be caught up to the main roster, but probably not around this time of year right now because, like, we had so many call-ups already and you don't want anybody to get lost in the shuffle.
Right.
But yeah, that was NXT Takeover New Orleans. I mean, what would you rate this show?
What's the rating scale? Would you
between A+ and an F? What would you give it?
I give it A++. Yeah, A++. Especially to start out Takeover with that ladder match, like that won it for me. And the finish, you know, with Ciampa and Gargano was definitely Takeover's all, like, I mean, maybe I'm biased, but Takeover to me is just always the great show, and they've yet to disappoint me, and I hope that they don't ever. So. Yeah, even I forgot which one it was because it's escaping me right now. But even there was a Takeover somebody considered to be the worst NXT Takeover. It was I think it was last year. I think after they lost so many guys to the main roster, and it was still good. Yeah. It was just not. It was just not as good as, you know, as other people would consider the rest of them to be. But it was still a phenomenal show. So if your worst show is still blowing out the main roster, you keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, man. Like I think I give Triple H a lot of shit for being a selfish, you know, guy in the business and making certain moves to bury guys back in the day. But when it comes to like NXT and preparing the future superstars and building this as a third brand and not just developmental, I think he's done a really good job, and they make sure that their takeover shows are always. I think they set out to make them on par with the main roster pay-per-views, but they always turn out better. So you think they should have more?
Nah, we don't need no more pay-per-views, but we do get other NXT specials from time to time. Yeah. So I mean, I would like to see more behind the scenes stuff in NXT, like what goes into like Breaking Ground. I think we need another season of that, especially with all the new faces we got down there at NXT. But yeah, I give the show A+. It was a really good, solid show. I'm hoping for SummerSlam weekend. Like I'm not sure where they'll be. I'm not sure if it's going to be in LA or Brooklyn. I don't remember where they're having that show for SummerSlam again. But I'm looking forward to the next takeover because with NXT they don't have a bunch of events all the time, so they always have at least 4 months to build up storylines. And
I think that's probably why it gets over as much as it does.
Nothing is rushed and everything's developed on TV because you only get an hour of that every week, and you don't see the same guys every week. You just don't.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, man, that was Takeover. That was Takeover New Orleans. We'll be back again, Joe and myself, who's been, and a big shout out to Casey Church and Luke Janisco. Haven't seen you guys in a while. I know we're all living our lives and we're all busy right now, but we will be getting back together soon to bring you the traditional format of the Weekend Wrestling Podcast. But for now, Joe's going to be filling in, and next time you'll hear from both of us, it will be from WrestleMania. No, we won't really be at WrestleMania, but we will be reviewing WrestleMania.
It is a bucket list, and they are in New York next year.
Well,
maybe we can.
Yeah, but we'll be back at you guys with the WrestleMania podcast. We'll be covering all the ups, the downs, the highs, and the lows of this year's event. But also, yeah, just check me out on Dee Harris brand, Facebook and YouTube. Also check out Team Prodigy 216 on Facebook as well. Like, I do all the video and the audio work for both of those entities. So be sure to check me out. Anything you want to plug, Joe?
No, I don't have any. I don't have no Joe Reynolds brand yet. But, could be coming soon. Maybe 2020, 2021. Maybe, I don't know. But no. Nothing.
Yeah. Oh man, you silly, bro. Yeah, but we're gonna wrap this up, man. We really thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you from WrestleMania 34.